Today on Singles Court, Frank's handiwork is bumming out Diane.
He'll even pat my butt in front of the guys.
She's tired of being the butt of jokes and wants him to handle things differently.
They don't touch her because I'm the boss, and now it's known that she's my girlfriend.
As a sex object, as a bimbo.
And Josh lost a round with a neck-sucking vamp.
And he didn't make any attempt to cover it up.
And Fiona thinks he's a two-timing tramp.
I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought maybe she was dating, I was dating. I mean, I like this girl.
Has that hickey drained the blood from your brain or something? I mean... Welcome to Singles Court, the #1 show on the Singles Broadcast Network, as rated by me, Michael Day, the show's producer. Let me introduce you to the lady who runs things here, the notorious ANG, Angela Siegel, relationship mediator.
You've been listening to rap music again, haven't you?
You know it, girl.
It's scary.
I'm keeping it real.
Okay.
Okay, and we really have to get on with things, so let's meet our two singles in the studio today. We have Frank, who works in construction, and Diane, who also works in construction. And together they have built a relationship. However, Diane has a bit of a problem with Frank's hands-on approach to the relationship on the job site. I'll let them tell you more about it, but I call this the case of love under construction, or manual labor of love.
Well, Diane, it sounds as though, you're one of the few women in construction, so kudos for that.
Thank you.
But it sounds like you're having some problems with respect to dating Frank, so give me an idea of what's going on.
Well, Angela, Frank and I met a couple of weeks ago while we were working a road construction crew together in the city, and we hit it off right away. I mean, the attraction was instant. It was amazing.
Mutual.
Very mutual. Frank is a very warm and affectionate guy.
Thank you.
Extremely. But recently, he's been showing a lot of affection to me in front of all the other guys, our coworkers.
I'm an affectionate guy, you know what I mean?
And-
I'm a nice guy, so.
For example.
Give me an example.
Okay.
Affection like, hi, how you doing? Patting on your hand, or?
No, it's a little more extreme. It's a lot more extreme than that, actually. He'll put his arm around me. He'll wink at me. He'll kiss me here, there, and everywhere on the job, in front of the guys. He'll even pat my butt in front of the guys. I just want this to stop. I mean, our relationship is private, and it's nobody else's business.
Is that we've been sneaking around and not telling anybody that we're a couple, right?
Well, Frank, what's your position in the construction company?
I just got made the foreman.
Okay, so you have other people that report to you?
Yeah.
And does Diane report to you as well?
Uh-huh.
Well, don't you think it's probably a good idea to keep it under wraps?
Well, what it is that it's been 3.5, almost 4 weeks now.
Ooh,
okay?
anniversary time.
And no, but you know what I mean. It's.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Well, what I mean is I don't want to sneak around anymore. I feel like it's like we're having an affair when she's
No,
actually
no,
become
no,
my
no.
girlfriend.
Okay, but is there something between sneaking around and doing it on the job?
Well, yeah, but we're not doing it on the job. I mean, I just say I should be able to show her some affection. You know what I mean?
Okay, give me an
She's great at
example.
her job. She's dynamic. She's beautiful. It's I want the world to know now. It's like it's.
I just want to be treated the same way as everybody else.
I treat you the same way.
No, you don't understand. Okay, Angela, see, the thing is that I am very warm and affectionate and loving to Frank in private.
In private.
But I love my job, and I've worked very hard to gain the respect from my fellow coworkers.
She's worried and
from
insecure
the
about
other
what the other
guys.
guys are going to
Okay,
think about
well,
her. The fact
Frank-
that she's a girl on the crew is a great thing. I mean.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think that you also, by the same token, have to think about what do your the subordinates, the people that work for you, think of a woman on the crew.
Well, they're fine with her. They respect
No,
her.
they're
They think
not
she's
fine
great.
with it.
That's not what I asked you.
Okay.
What I asked you was, what do they think about a woman working on the crew? Does she not have some sort of issue in terms of those gentlemen and how the fact that she's on the crew doing the same job they're doing? What do they think about it?
Well, she treats them
I
like
can tell
peers
you
and
what they
equals,
think
so,
about
How do
it.
they treat
Okay.
her? That's what I asked you.
I can tell you. I can
I
give
think
you
they treat her
examples.
fine.
Okay. Every time you see, you don't understand, Frank. Every time
Talk
you
to me.
touch me,
Talk to
sorry.
me.
Every time they touch me or he touches me, the guys think that they can do the same thing. They
But
look
they
at
don't
me. They look
touch
at me
her.
less
They
and
don't
respect me
touch
less
her 'cause
as a
I'm the boss,
coworker
and now it's known that
more
she's my
as
girlfriend.
as a sex object, as a bimbo.
See, that's just
They look at
insecurity.
me
She's
like,
not
no, it's
worried about
not
what she's
insecurity.
like physically
I am
or
very
emotionally.
confident with my job.
I wear my heart
I'm
on my
confident with
sleeve.
what
right?
I
I may have a small brain, but I can only understand one person at a time.
Sorry.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Here's my question to you, Diane. When you came onto the job, before you started dating Frank, which it sounds like it was pretty quick when you came onto the job and started dating him, what was the reaction of the crew? How did they treat you, the other men on the crew? How did they treat you?
Well, I can tell you exactly
They were
how
fine
they
with
treat
absolute total
Why do you
professionalism.
keep answering her question?
Yeah, right.
They look at me now and think that I'm receiving special attention from
No,
them.
before that. How did
Before
they treat
that?
you? Before they knew you were dating him.
Well, before they would jeer, make comments behind my back.
So do you understand that, Frank, that there was already an environment that was hostile because she was a woman?
I do, but
working?
she's a woman on a construction crew, so it's
Okay.
like we have to face facts.
Okay,
I think
so
you're making,
yeah,
she's
you
making
know
a
what?
mountain out of a molehill.
You know what,
okay?
no,
Because
I'm
it's
not,
just
and I can
not
tell
that
you
big a
why.
deal.
Michael, can you lend me a jackhammer
Don't
so I
make
can
me
throw
come
it?
over there and shovel you, okay?
Thank you.
Just-
Frank, listen to what you just said. What you said was she's a woman on a construction site. She has to deal with those facts. But yet, you're trying to explain to me that it's okay for you to grab her, kiss on her, because you're the boss. You don't
No.
think that's a problem anymore?
It's not because I'm the boss. It's
Well,
just
why?
because
Why
I want
is
to
it?
show her affection, and I don't want it to be a secret that she's my girlfriend anymore.
And you know, I'm not making a mountain out of a molehill here.
How do you know you're not?
Well, the other day, and I didn't want to bring this up, but the other day, I was going up the ladder and one of the guys grabbed my butt.
Who grabbed your butt?
That's not the point.
Who?
It's not the point. The point is that
One
these
of them
guys.
grabbed your butt. I'll fire him. Who was
no,
it?
you fire
Frank.
him, you're going to have to fire everybody.
Diane, Frank. Now you know that just as you suspected, well, you didn't suspect, but just she tried to
this
tell you.
is ridiculous.
Listen to me. That they're, once again, disrespecting her because they see you do it. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel angry right now.
No.
It sure does. I'll just tell them what's what. I'm the foreman, right? I'll tell them she's my girlfriend. You can't touch her.
I don't want the special attention here.
It's not special
I don't want
attention.
to
I'll
be
put them in their
considered
place and
public
tell them what's
property.
what.
You know what? This will need construction if I have to hit it again. Okay?
Sorry.
Now, Frank, question again. I was asking you about your feelings, Mr. Heart on my sleeve, okay? How do you feel about the fact that they see you do it, so they think they can do it? You're a foreman. You understand that people report to you and that you lead by example.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel knowing you grab her butt, so they think they can grab her butt?
Well, that would just be, unintelligence on their part because she's my girlfriend. She is acting insecure. She's not secure with who she is physically or
I am
emotionally.
not insecure.
And she's worried about how other people are reacting to what I'm doing.
Frank, listen, all
Diane,
I want.
How are we ever going to be a happy and dynamic and happening couple if we can't show affection to each other?
We can show affection
Diane.
in private. It's
Diane,
not professional.
hello.
Man, it's like having an affair.
Black girl behind the desk, that's me. Question for you. If that happened to you, why did you not tell him immediately when it happened? You're at work. He's your supervisor. That's not something you keep inside.
Well, he is also my boyfriend. And the thing is I don't want to be treated any differently than anybody else on this
You don't
job. I
get
don't want
treated
the
any
special
differently.
attention.
But listen, you do because you didn't report it. If that would have been somebody else, if he wasn't your boyfriend, you would have, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're already getting special attention.
Yeah, and I want to know who
No,
it was
not
that grabbed your
yeah.
butt because you know what?
Frank,
That's abuse in the
Frank,
workplace.
I want
That's
this to
sexual
settle.
abuse.
I've heard enough. I'm done. I'll be back with my resolution. I'll be back. The work environment is a common place for relationships these days. Nothing new about that. Frank, as a supervisor, your behavior is really inappropriate. If other people work for you, they don't want to see you grab your girlfriend's butt. It causes a hostile environment for other employees, and it's inappropriate. There's just never a good time to do that. And you disrespected not only your other employees, but you disrespected your girlfriend because she asked you time and time again not to do it, and you chose to fight about it as opposed to just stop. 8 hours is not, it's not like you had to do without it for a whole day. 8 hours while you're working, that's it. Diane, you on the other hand have to realize that you're in a difficult situation and you have a responsibility to rise above everyone else. When you're the only woman, it's really hard because obviously you're going to have attentions focused on you. But you can rise above that and be the best you can be. And no means no. be firm about it. And you also have to understand that you say you don't want special treatment, but if you don't want special treatment, then you need to do the right thing. When you are violated as you were, then you need to take the proper steps and report it to the proper authorities. You know, relationships are supposed to be built on, sure, there's chemistry, but friendship and other bases. You all built your relationship on a hot chemistry. So when it came down to trying to put together something else, there wasn't much left. I suggest you take the time, find out if you're friends, find out if there's other things besides a hot body keeping you there, and then you take the time and construct something that's worth keeping. And after that, you'll find out if there's a reason to stay. Do your job, and do it well, and make sure that that's all you're doing on the job. And that's that, in black and white.
Next on Singles Court, Josh lost a round with a neck-sucking vamp.
And he didn't make any attempt to cover it up.
And Fiona thinks he's a two-timing tramp.
Fiona, I have a question for you. If, in fact, you're not dating anyone else, and obviously he is, how does that make you feel?
Singles Court is back, and we're here to stay for at least the next 15 minutes with relationship mediator Angela Siegel. You think you can handle it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, okay, moving on. Our next couple here today in the studio is Josh, who's a landscaper, and Fiona, who's an esthetician. So Josh trims the lawn and Fiona trims other things. Anyhow, they've been seeing each other for about a month now, and it's been going great until Josh showed up at Fiona's birthday party a few days ago, sporting a very unsightly birthmark, or beauty mark, if you will, and it wasn't Fiona's doing. I call this the case of the Telltale Love Bites.
Fiona, that sounds like something that would make you pretty upset.
Yeah, well,
Tell me about it.
It was my birthday 2 days ago, and my friends organized a party for me, and I asked
Happy
them-
birthday.
Thank you.
The party was great, Mike.
I asked them to invite Josh because we've been dating for over a month, and of course I wanted him to come. And he showed up. He was an hour late, but he did show up. However, when he got there, he had a hickey on his neck, and he didn't make any attempt to cover it up. He didn't bother to. He didn't even show any sort of remorse or guilt. It was like he was proud of himself
I don't know
or
what the big
something
deal
like
is.
that.
It's just a hickey.
Yeah,
Just a hickey.
It's nothing.
What did you think her reaction? First of all, tell me, did you not see the hickey?
No, I knew the
when you
hickey
got-
was there. I just got off a date.
Like what? Right before you went to her party?
No, that's why I was late getting there. I just came from another
Oh,
date.
so that makes it okay.
Well, why not? You know what? The problem here, Angela, isn't about the hickey. It's about the fact that she never talks with me.
Well, okay.
Every time I try and talk to her about a monogamous relationship or our future together, she laughs at me.
No, that is
she walks
not
away.
true. That's
Yes,
not
that is true, Fiona.
That is not
If
true.
I might as well talk to these
Anytime-
walls in here.
No,
Josh, that's-
anytime that you have ever tried to even remotely talk about something in a sort of joking way, I'm really, I don't want to push anything on him. You know how guys are. You don't want to scare them off in the beginning.
Okay, but maybe you should have.
But I assumed.
Josh, let's talk about the hickey, because I think it's kind of odd that you would go out right before your girlfriend's birthday party and show up with a hickey on your neck. You could have worn a turtleneck. You could have you heard of Dermablend? I mean, there's things you could have done to hide it. You didn't even try to hide it.
I didn't want to hide it.
Obviously, but
Well,
a hickey is like so high school. So obviously you had intentions of having her see the hickey. So what did you plan to prove by her seeing the hickey?
Because I wanted to know what was going on.
So the hickey helped to
Well, I
facilitate
figured she's
that?
dating.
That does not. No,
Because
why-
every time
why
I
would you
ask
figure
her, she
that?
walks away about that. Of course
No,
you're dating,
you never
Fiona.
asked me if I was dating anyone else. If you had, I would have said no.
You've
Fiona.
got to be dating other people.
No, why do I have to be dating other people?
Question. Obviously, he has an issue. He thinks you're dating other people, so he thought he'd use the hickey to, I guess, incite communication. So let me ask you, are you dating other people?
No, I'm not dating other people.
Well, how come you guys didn't have this conversation before the hickey?
Because she won't talk about it. Every time I ask her, she walks away. I've asked her 100 times.
No, he's never
yes,
asked.
I have,
no,
Fiona.
you've never asked me if I was dating other people, and I would have said no if you
I
had
asked
asked
you
me
where
that
the relationship
question.
is going. You
Fiona,
laugh at me.
I have a question for you. If, in fact, you're not dating anyone else, and obviously he is, how does that make you feel?
Well, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that's not monogamous. I just assume that, I'm not a kid anymore.
Assumed?
I assume that when you're in a relationship.
But why would you assume that? Without asking or talking about it at all, would you assume that he would be, no, I'm not going with you with the big hickey on the neck, so don't even try it. Why would you assume that you would get there? Why?
I didn't want to push him into, like I didn't want to
See,
scare
this is
him
the
off or
problem.
anything.
She thinks I've never been in a relationship before.
Why would you think
She
that?
acts like
You're
I'm
not
a
3.
child. I've been in a relationship before. You gotta lay the ground rules.
Okay,
Like,
so
you're not
why
dating
didn't
anybody,
you?
Fiona?
No, I am not dating anybody. I
Okay,
don't know
if she
why you
isn't
think
dating
that.
anybody, then why did you fly off to North Carolina last weekend with your ex-boyfriend of 2 years?
To go to his sister's wedding.
I don't even know her sister. She's lying.
What?
No.
So because you don't know her sister, she's lying?
No,
Hold up.
no.
Fiona, question, okay? Because obviously you don't want to communicate with him, so let's try and get this resolved. You flew to North Carolina for what?
I went to my best friend's wedding.
Okay, and did you tell him that?
No, I didn't tell him that.
Well, there's a lot of I didn't tell him this, I didn't tell him that.
I couldn't invite him, so I didn't want to make him upset. So I just,
Why couldn't you invite me,
I couldn't
Fiona?
invite you
Why not just
because
take me as a guest? If you really like me, take me as a guest. I'm your
you,
boyfriend.
I can't invite somebody to
Now
somebody
you're her
else's
boyfriend?
wedding.
I am her boyfriend. Look, I stayed
And
at
I
her
also
place
didn't-
one night. I find these tickets on the dresser when I went to get my pants.
Well,
it
why
says
didn't you
Robert,
just
her
ask me
ex-boyfriend,
about
and
it?
her name.
Why
To
didn't you
North
just ask
Carolina.
me about it? I would have
Why
told
I didn't know.
you.
It's only been a month.
Why didn't you ask her? I mean,
Because it's
everybody
been a
has
month.
this,
I thought
did
maybe
this,
I was
I
jumping
didn't.
the gun.
But,
So I thought about it.
So it wasn't okay to jump the gun and ask the question, but it was okay to jump the gun, assume she did it, and come to her birthday party with a hickey on her neck.
Look, I thought she was dating other people.
Why? You jumped the gun to that, so why didn't you ask
Because
her?
then when I saw that, I thought for sure she was doing something with her ex again.
But I
So I
thought-
called my ex.
I thought, but you didn't ask, right?
No, I didn't ask about
Why
that.
not? That's the
because she
question.
laughs at everything I ask about. Don't you, Fiona?
No,
Show
that
them how you
isn't
laugh,
true.
please.
I mean, Fiona, help me to understand this, because neither one of you wanted to ask the other one anything. So both of you assumed and just kept on going your own way. And I don't even need to tell you what the word assume when you break it up, what it says. So let's think about this.
Oh, I know.
What is it, Michael?
Well, we don't have time for it.
Okay, thank you. So please help me understand why you didn't come out and explain to him where you were.
Why I didn't explain to him
Where
about
you-
the wedding?
Yes, when you went to North Carolina, because he thinks you just up and went.
Because I couldn't invite him to the wedding because it was the wedding of my ex's sister. I met him through her. And it would have been awkward, and I didn't want to make it awkward for her because it's her big day, and I didn't want to put any pressure on her to have somebody come because obviously her brother's going to be there.
They stayed in the same room.
No, we didn't stay in
Why
the
do you
same
think they
come
stayed
on,
in
you
the
go
same
away to
room?
North Carolina, you don't stay in the same.
No, we
Why
didn't
don't I
stay
call
in
my
the
ex
same
and go to
room.
South Carolina and stay in the
Let me
same?
tell you, North Carolina's a big enough state. There's more than one hotel. Did you stay in the same room or
No,
not?
we didn't stay in the same
So
room.
what did you do? So now you might as well tell them since you decided not to tell them all this time. 2 days have gone by, your birthday, and I mean, come on.
We went. The tickets were booked before we were broken up. So we had to fly on the same flight together. And we were booked into the same room. But as soon as I got there, I switched rooms with someone else. The hotel. There was
Why
a room
can't
at
you
the
believe
hotel.
that? Why?
It
Can't
you
seems
want-
like a perfect excuse to
know
mess
what?
around with her ex.
I'm
You're
not
talking about
making
her-
this up. I wouldn't make it up.
You're talking about her excuse, but at least she has an answer. You're the one with the hickey on the neck. Remember? You.
Look, I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought maybe she was dating, I was dating. I mean, I like this girl.
Has that
Really?
hickey drained the blood from your brain or something? I mean,
Look, I like her. It's not a big deal.
You
it was
like her?
nothing happened.
Okay,
I left.
Okay, nothing happened. Okay. Tell me how liking her is important to the relationship, because you knew it would hurt her feelings if you show up at her birthday party with a hickey on your neck. So tell me how liking her, tell me how you displayed that, because I can't see it.
You know, it bothered me that she wouldn't talk to me about the whole thing.
But you
about
never
the whole
asked me.
relationship.
So you got a hickey to get her back, basically.
Well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I did. I did to maybe get a sign. Maybe she finally talked to me. And
Well,
started
you know
laughing.
what?
That's pretty mature.
You need to
Now she's
grow
calling
up.
me a child.
Yeah, you need to grow up. I'll be back with my resolution. Communication is always key in any relationship. Fiona, what happened with you is that you decided to withhold information. And you see, explanations are what help make the other person secure. Silence causes suspicion. When you don't tell, you allow the other person to assume, and then the next step from that is assumptions turn into what could be very deadly things to the relationship. Josh, the fact that you showed up on her birthday with a hickey from another woman is a clear sign of not only disrespect, but absolute immaturity. I mean, it was just stupid. And, people that really like somebody, like you said, I really like her, don't do things to intentionally hurt the other person. And I don't know how you could have thought that would not be hurtful. I think probably you didn't think that far ahead, but you have to realize that in order for her to believe that you really like her, you have to do things that prove that. You know, in relationships, when two people fail to communicate, what happens is the silence is deafening, and it's actually deadly. That's what happened here. Both of you failed to communicate, and both of you are guilty by assumption. And that's an offense. What it does is it leaves you sitting there and say, well, I thought. What I suggest the two of you do is when the hickey fades, and I hope that it will, I hope that you two can look at each other and say, let's start again. Let's start with new, caring expressions towards each other. Let's start with new respect. And let's start to look at the relationship and know that if I feel something, I need to tell you. If you feel something, I'll tell you. And you know what? It may just work. And that's that in black and white.
Well, there it is. Words of wisdom from the Queen of Extremes. You can't build a relationship on the job, and communication is good, but a hickey doesn't say 1,000 words. Join us next time on Singles Court, the final word for singles.